Hey everybody, I'm DBSTCG Central. Welcome to another deck profile video. If you guys saw today's thumbnail, you saw that we're doing, boom, Shenron Despair Maiden Manifest. Wicked strong leader. I don't know if you guys been keeping up or not, but this thing has been running amok in the meta. It's topping most events. It's going to be a really, really strong pick for nationals, and it's really hard to beat it, and it's really fun to play it. If you want a strong deck, this is the one to go for definitely right now. This is it's close. I mean, the Goku Vegeta Gogeta deck is really strong as well, but like this thing is just a powerhouse. I love this thing, and I did a little bit of a different build. Some players are playing the build I'm going to show you guys, and it's super strong and super aggressive. And I think splashing yellow, if you saw the thumbnail, that's what we're doing, gives it a lot more versatility. So I think it's really, really strong. Also, this is a fan requested video, so this deck profile somebody wanted to see, and that's one of the reasons why I did it. So if you guys want a crazy profile that you guys are interested in, just leave a comment and we'll see what we can do with it, and we'll try to do something wicked competitive if we can. But I'll show you the deck. So on the Unawakened side, it's 1-star ball. So permanent, your deck can only include up to 6 Dragon Ball cards and can't include non-red battle cards. Really important to note, the battle cards that we run in here are red-yellow, which still count as red because they still have red in it. If it said mono red, then we couldn't do a multicolor build here, but it doesn't, so that's what we're going with. Permanent, this card cannot attack. Active main, you can switch this card to rest mode and add up to 2 Dragon Ball cards from your deck or life to your hand, and then you shuffle the area you look through with this skill. Really good. You just hope they're not all in your life. Most of the time, they're not. Usually, you're pulling them out of your deck. Just make sure you get a good shuffle in. You don't want to like ruin your day by taking your own life. Awaken, when your life is at 4 or less, or you have 6 or more Z energy, you may switch this card. You may switch this. Wait. Oh, yeah. You may switch this card and up to 1 of your energy to active mode. So you're not drawing a card because you'll tap this to get your Dragon Balls. It'll untap and awaken. And then you become Shenron, Despair Made Manifest. Now, this guy, when he attacks, you draw a card. So you'll get that draw because you'll be untapping on the other side. And active main, once per turn, choose one of your Shadow Dragons. Choose one of your Shadow Dragon battle cards and up to 1 battle card or unison card. And the chosen card gets minus 15,000 power for the turn. So we'll show you why that's relevant and important. Like, I know you guys are like, why are you negging your own stuff? That's crazy. But there's reasons for it. Trust me, it gets crazy. So I'll show you the Z deck first, and then we'll get into the main deck. So this guy is lucky enough to have a Z Awakened leader. And that one here is Omega Shenron, Miraculous Negativity. So double strike, his Z Awaken is when your life is at 3 or less, and your opponent has 3 or more energy, you can Z Awaken this onto a red Shenron, and you would just have to put 7 cards from your Z energy into your drop area. But it's really easy to get 7 into your Z energy. I'll show you exactly how we do it when we get to the main deck. Active main, once per turn, choose up to 1 of your Shadow Dragons. 1 of your Shadow Dragon battle cards and up to 1 of your battle cards or unison cards, and the chosen cards get minus 20,000 power for the turn. Additionally, you may remove 6 Dragon Ball cards in your drop area from the game. If you do, you can play up to 1 red Shadow Dragon card from your hand. So we'll show you which one's the best to play with that ability, but hint, it's the giant 8-drop that is a powerhouse. So that's just like going for game type stuff right there. Some other cards that we run 3 of these guys here. I don't know if you guys know, but it's so good in this deck. Rush Attack, SSB Vegeta. So if you don't know what he does, he's got Deflect. And auto, when this card attacks, use up to 1 mono red card with 5,000 combo power from your drop area in a combo. with this skill for the turn. Additionally, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards or unison cards, and it gets minus 15,000 power for the turn. So you're actually using this card to neg some of your other Shadow Dragons and some of your other stuff, which gives you other beneficial effects. And it's kind of an extension of your leader. So you get to do more when you have this card in here. Active main, once per turn, if you have 4 or more Z energy, which is really easy to do. Like I said, we get a lot of Z energy with this guy. I'll show you how. We're always going to probably have this ability. If you have 4 or more Z energy, switch this card to active mode, and then it gets 10,000 power, double strike, and barrier for the turn. So almost every time you play this guy, I haven't had a turn when I never had this happen. It's going to be a deflect, barrier, 25k, double strike. So it is strong. It's really, really, really strong. Especially in this deck, like I said, it helps it out a lot. So we run 3 of those, and then we run 3 of the SS4 Son Goku Defender of Life. I run this card. This is the starter deck version. These are the 2 event pack. I guess they're event pack promos. Different artwork. So it's got deflect, barrier, auto. When this card is played, plays up to 1 Saiyan card from your drop area under this card, and this card gains barrier for the turn. Additionally, if your opponent has 4 or more life, deal 1 damage to them. So that's pretty much what we're going to use it for. And this other spot is only if you have a pan-only leader. But we do run a few more Saiyans in here for tech. So we could take those Saiyans, put them under here, and then he'll have barrier. He'll be a barrier, deflect, double strike, and then they take a life. And he's a 20k. So another strong battle card, you know. A lot of aggression right here. And those, so 3 of those, and then 1 of the Z leader. So that's 7 in total. That's all you can run. And that is our Z deck. All right, for the main deck here. So this is how it works. I'll show you here. So you have 6. You can only have up to 6 Dragon Balls in your deck. As you see, it's got a permanent here above permanent that says Dragon Ball. Crack Dragon Balls. We run 6. Permanent. If this card is in your Z energy, it only leaves your Z energy when used for Shadow Dragon Z energy costs. So unless you're playing a Z energy Shadow Dragon, it's not going to be able to come out of your energy for any other reason. But we have other ways to put other cards in our Z energy, so it's not a big deal for the Vegeta or anybody. Active main, if your leader is a red Shadow Dragon card, you can draw 1 card and then add this card to your Z energy from your drop area. So like on this side, you tap this and you can look up to for up to 2 of these from your life or your deck. And once you get them, you can literally for 0 play this, draw a card, and when it hits your drop area, it goes right into your Z energy. So the point is just trying to get these into your Z energy as much as possible and fast as possible so that you can awaken. But also you're drawing cards for free from it, and it's thinning your deck. So it's a super, super strong strategy. So this deck is really, really strong. So you can literally just get 2 of these. You play that, draw 1. Hopefully you get another Dragon Ball. Play it, draw that, draw another one. You got these are going to go right in your Z energy. You know, you're drawing like 2 more cards. It's crazy. And it's thinning your deck. So we run 6 of those because that's all the deck allows us to do. I feel like this side is the 7th Dragon Ball. That's why they do it like that. But I might be incorrect. But that's the way I see it. And that's all that matters. So the first Shadow Dragons that we run is Ice Shenron. I don't even know what this means. Reanimating Evil. Yeah, okay, that's what it is. So Ice Shenron Reanimating Evil here. So what this card does is it's got an auto, limit 1. If your opponent has 2 or more energy when this card is placed in your drop area from a battle area by one of your skills, play this card from your drop area, and then this card gets critical for the turn. Active main, if your leader is a Z leader or you have 6 or more Z energy, play this card from your hand. So when we awaken, we'll be able to play this for 1 energy. But this limit 1 here is what's crazy. So you play it for 1. You'll already have 6 Dragon Balls in your Z energy because we awaken. He'll be awakened, and we can use the leader ability to neg this 15k, which will kill it and put it in the drop. Once it goes in the drop, it'll get played again in active mode. So you play it, you attack for 1, kill it with the leader ability. It'll come back into play in active mode. And when it comes back into play, it'll have critical. So it'll be a 15k critical this time. So you got dual attack, and one of the attacks is critical. So really, really strong card for the deck. And then after that, we run 4 of these Nova Shenron Tenacious Evil here. Almost the same kind of thing over here. So it's got a limit 1 auto. If your opponent has 2 or more energy, when this card is placed in your drop area from a battle area by one of your skills, play this card from your drop area and then draw 1 card. So instead of getting critical when it comes back into play, you draw a card. So the active main is for 1 energy. If your leader is a Z leader or you have 6 or more Z energy, you can play this card from your hand. So you play this for 1 energy. When you're awakened, you can use the leader ability, but also, like I said, that Vegeta Z card also negs a battle card by 15k also, if you see here. So you could choose one of your battle cards, unit cards, and it gets minus 15 power for the turn. So that's an extension of what your leader does. And you could kill another one of these if you play one of those. And it is super powerful the way that this deck starts coming together. And it's very fluent. It's very, very like smooth the way everything runs. So we run 4 of those guys because drawing cards is really, really good. Dual attack 15k, and then you draw a card. So it's strong. So we'll jump to the Unison just because of the next couple of Shadow Dragons. So they love to run this guy. I only have 2 of the SPR. I'm gonna fill them out, the rest of them SPR, but I only have 2 right now, so I had to use the regular ones. But the artwork's good on both, I feel. But they aren't the same card. SS4 Gogeta Powers Connection. So when this card is played for 2 energy, look at the top 3 cards at the top of your deck and add up to 1 red card from among them to your hand, and place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. So just for playing this, you get to look at the top 3 and pick any red card you want out of your deck, which is great. So the +2 here is where it's important. Play up to 1 red battle card with energy cost of 1 from your hand in rest mode. I'll show you which ones we play after this. And then active battle, this could actually become a game ender. Active battle, this card gets plus 15,000 power and double strike for the battle. So it turns into a 30k double strike if you -4 it, if you want to. So we run 4 of those. All right, and this is where that +2 comes into play right here. Oceana Shenron Assembling Evil. So this is, say it's turn 2 and you still need to get some Dragon Balls into your energy. You play this guy for 2. You didn't awaken yet. You could play this, and this actually helps you search out the rest of your Dragon Balls. If your leader is a red Shadow Dragon card, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1. So it's a 2-drop. If you reduce it by 1 because your leader is a Shadow Dragon, which it is, it'll become a 1-drop. And this one here says +2. Play 1 red battle card with energy cost of 1 in your hand in rest mode. So this gets played for free, +2. And then because it becomes a 1-drop. And it says here, if your leader is a Shadow Dragon, when this card is played, draw 1 card. So you're already going to draw another card from it when it gets played. Place up to 1 cracked Dragon Ball card from your deck into your Z energy, and then shuffle your deck. So it's just another way to get your Dragon Balls in your Z energy easily. And just, like I said, this deck is very fluent, and it is very consistent. It's crazy. Active main, limit 1. If your leader is a red Shadow Dragon card, when your opponent has 3 or more energy, and you place this card from your hand or your battle area into your drop area, choose 1 Shadow Dragon card in your battle area, and it gets barrier until the end of the turn. So this is really good too. Like, it comes in rest mode, so you're really not going to have much to do with it, and it's only a 9k. So it doesn't have too much value getting played other than all the effects it has. So after you play it with the Gogeta, you could just take it from your battle area, put it in your drop, and then give another Shadow Dragon a barrier with this card here. And there's some more shenanigans I'll show you in a minute with it. So 4 of those because they're great. The next one that we run that we can also play off the Gogeta is Haze Shenron Gathering Evil. So this one's very similar to that, Oceanus. Permanent, if your leader is a red Shadow Dragon card, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1, which makes it playable off the Gogeta, so same ability there. Then if your leader is a Shadow Dragon card, when this card is played, you can draw a card. So you, just like the other card, you could draw extra card when this is played from the Gogeta ability. And then you could play up to one you could place up to one cracked Dragon Ball card from your deck in your Z energy, and then you shuffle your deck. So it's just another way to get your Dragon Balls in your Z energy. Really good. Active battle. Limit 1. If your leader is a red Shadow Dragon card, you place this card from your hand or your battle area into your drop area, and then you can choose one red Shadow Dragon card in your battle area, and it gets critical for the turn. So if you want to get something barrier with this card, you can. Or if you need to get something critical with this card, you can. And it's limit 1, and it's 2 different cards. So you could play this with your Gogeta. You could take this in your drop area, put it in your drop area, and give something barrier. And then you could also just discard this from your hand on the same turn, and then give something critical. I'll show you which card that is best to be used on. It's pretty much the MVP of the deck, I'd say. And that card would be Shenron Dread Destroyer. So another 4 of here with the Shadow Dragon. It's got double strike, so it's great to give critical to. Choose up to one of your other Shadow Dragon cards and KO it. When this card attacks, choose up to one battle card or unison card, and it gets minus 20k power for the turn. All right. So you can... Oh, let me read the other part first. So active main, limit 1. If your leader is a red Shadow Dragon card and your leader is a Z leader, or you have 6 or more Z energy, you can draw one card and then you can play this card from your hand. So you can play this card, and when you play this card, you can KO this. Maybe you put out with the Gogeta, or you can, maybe you had this out already, or you're gonna put it out or something like that. But this ability allows you to basically KO something else on your battlefield. So you have 2 of these out, and say turn 3 you decide to play this, or turn 4 you can use your leader ability to kill one. You can kill this guy, and then this guy gets negative 20k, and then they'll both come back and have dual attack. So you swing once, you kill them, they come back, and it's just really aggressive and really swarmy. Never mind if you're giving this critical and barrier, so that it's got protection and it's a double strike critical 20k. So that's pretty much the package. It's kind of like a really, really aggressive build. You know what I mean? All this red stuff. And then another Shadow Dragon that we run a 4 of here is the boss monster, Omega Shenron Enfeebling Retribution. So let me read this to you. It's a little easier to read the non-SPR one, so I'm going to switch to the non-SPR. So this card here, Omega Shenron Unfeeling Retribution. Sorry about that. Deflect triple strike. So it's always coming down. It's got triple strike. But also, like I said, you could discard this and give it barrier if you need to till the end of your next turn. So when this card's power would be reduced, it gets plus 5,000 power until the start of your next turn instead. If this happens, negate this skill until the start of your next turn. So with this leader ability, if you neg this 15k, it actually gets another 5k. So it'll turn to a 35k just to give it a little more protection. And then for 2 energy, active main, limit 1, 2 red energy. If your leader is a red Shadow Dragon card or red Z leader, and you have 3 or more energy, you can play this card from your hand. So it's only 2 energy to drop this beefcake, which is crazy. It's really, really strong. Active battle, once per turn, choose up to one battle card or a unison card, and it gets minus 3,000 power for the turn for each one of your Z energy. Additionally, if your leader is a Z leader, choose up to one battle card or unison card, and it gets minus 30,000 power for the turn. So just a lot of negging. You can get a lot of removal out of it, and it's super strong. It's definitely a must in this deck. Some people run 3. I like to run it at 4. So there's 4 copies of this guy here. So 4 of those, and I think that's a pretty good number for it, honestly. All right, so now we're gonna get into the multicolor package. But honestly, I probably would run this card even if uh, it was a mono red build. So this super combo here, Beerus Motivated Destruction. Super combo, Energy Exhaust, which means when you put it in your energy, it comes in tapped because it's a multicolor. Auto, if your leader card is red or yellow, when this card is used in a combo from your hand, reveal the top card of your deck and add it to your hand. So first of all, this is why this card is just nuts. All your cards in here are red. So when you use this, it's automatically a super combo. You plus 10,000 and you draw a card, but you don't need to be at 4 or less life. You can just be at full life and use this, and it's totally fine. It works every time. You do have to reveal the card, but it goes back to your hand. But the reason you reveal it is this. If you reveal the card, if the revealed card is red, it gets 5,000 power. So that's what I said. They're all going to be red no matter what, because we're just doing multicolor cards, but all the multicolor cards have red in it. So no matter what, it's going to be red, and it's always going to be 5K. But if you reveal it and it's yellow, so you get another multicolor card that you reveal, it'll additionally it'll one of the tapped battle cards that your opponent has will get minus 5,000 power as well. So it's just such a good super combo. I love it so much. At first, people didn't even realize it when it first came out, and I'm like, guys, this thing draws you the card. It's an incredible card. But they all caught on, and that's why it's ran in this deck and all the competitive builds mostly that I've seen. All right, so here we go with the multicolor. Wiz the Spectator. So if you don't know what this does, if you have a multicolor energy in your energy, you can play this without its energy exhaust. So it ignores energy exhaust if you have another multicolor. So say it's turn one. Turn one, you definitely want to try to place a multicolor in your energy, be it one of these or one of these. Even if you need to use a super combo to do it, just it's fine because we don't want to enfeeble the rest of the deck. And we draw enough cards. We have a lot of protection. If we just want a multicolor in your energy, just so that you get advantage right off the bat, because then you start drawing into these, and then every turn after that, you can just play this in your in your regular energy, and then it'll come in untapped. So you're not really skipping a beat. Turn one, you don't have much to do anyway. You're just looking for Dragon Balls. So we run 4 of these, but also it has an ability here, auto, when this card is played. If you need to play this, it's not a big deal, you can. When you play this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, and you can negate its skills for the duration of the turn. So if you have something that has some bothersome skills that are kind of enfeebling you or ruining your gameplay, you can play this guy, and you can stop its skills from taking effect. And it's great. I don't have any examples right now, but there's plenty of stuff that you could do that you want to get rid of. Trust me. Some weird stuff can happen in this game. So removing a battle card's skills is actually just so good. Another multicolor card that we run is this one here. I think I'm going to bump this to 2, but this is better than the cooler. What it does is Almighty Resistance. It's a counter for 2 energy. So if your leader is red and you choose one yellow card in your hand, you place it in your drop area, negate this card's negate the counterattack skill. So you play this for 2 energy, and then you can just discard, say you have one of these in your hand, or maybe even a super combo or whatever else, and you can just put it in your drop. And when you put it in your drop, you can counter the counter. So if they're gonna topo, or you're going for game, and they're gonna try to negate it, so you can't go for game, you can just be like, nope, sorry, put that counter in your drop area, and you discard a card, and then the attack goes through, and they won't be able to really do much because it's an extra card, so they really can't bounce it back to your hand either at all. So it's super, super strong. And I'm probably going to bump it to 2. There's probably no reason not to. Some barrier removal that we have. Oh, well, first we'll do this. So these two, this actually helps us a lot also. Beerus Ball. So if your leader card is red, which it is, and your life is at 4 or less, if the battle card being played has 15,000 power or less, it's placed in its owner's drop area instead of being played. And if it's your opponent's turn, you can choose up to one of your leader cards, and it gets plus 5,000 power for the turn. So kind of sensu beans it. And when you counterplay something. So if they're playing not a Topo. Topo's the only one it doesn't handle, but the Majin Buu Floodgate or the the one for blue, the Android 13, or the Gohan. I think it's a Gohan, is it? It's a Gohan. Yeah, it is a Gohan. So any of that stuff, or even Mecha Freezer for yellow, the Floodgate. If you play this, it'll return it to its own. It'll put it right in the drop area instead of getting played, and they'll negate the attack, but they won't get the effects of the Floodgate. Not only that, but permanent. If you have a multicolor card in your energy and your life is at 4 or less, you can activate this counter from your hand by adding a card from your life instead of playing its mana cost. So if you're in a pickle and you're tapped out and you have multicolor energy, which you will because of turn one, we like to play one. You could play this for free if you take a life. So that's really a good option too if you want to like go aggressive and use all your energy to be aggressive. Really good option here. So we run two of those. Barrier removal and board wipe in one. We run two of these. This helps too, like I said, with this guy here. If you want to put a Saiyan from your drop area underneath him, he'll get barrier. So this is just, ops as dual reasoning in here. So it's SSB Kaioken Son Goku. What's it say? Concentrated destruction. Deflect when you play this card from your hand. Choose all your opponent's battle cards with 20,000 power or less, and you just KO them. So that's strong. Active main for 2 red energy. If your leader is red and you place this card from your hand into your drop area, you can choose one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and they get minus 25k power for the turn. So also really strong. Some barrier removal never hurt anybody. I love it. It's like one of my go-tos. I always use that card in red. It's so good. But now all these battle cards are getting a little stronger. So there's a few other things that we have in the new set coming, like that dragon, that shadow dragon. That's really, really good. So we also run two of these for negates. Counterplay, after image technique. It's a counterattack. I'm sorry, not a counterplay, counterattack. If your leader is red, choose up to one of your cards, and it gets plus 40,000 power for the duration of the battle. Then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, and it gets minus 10,000 power for the turn. This, if you have 5 or more cards in your drop area, you can play this for free by taking a life, which does come up sometimes, and you do have Sparking 5 towards the end of the game. That's why I usually run 2 of these, and that's all I need, because we're more aggressive. We're like an aggressive build. We smash, smash, smash. And then we run 2 Topo. We run our own Floodgates. If you don't know what this does, if it's your opponent's turn, this gets reduced to 2 energy. And when you play it, it counters the attack. And if you discard a card, your opponent cannot attack with battle cards, or actually, they can't attack for anything with anything for the turn unless they discard 2 cards every time they attack. So this is a really good floodgate for the deck. I think it works really well. It's staple in red right now. And then I do run this as a little surprise attack. It's SS Vegeta Exploiting Weakness. This is a counterplay. If your leader card is red, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 2. So it'll cost 3 energy. When you play this card, choose all of your opponent's battle cards, and they get minus 20,000 power for the duration of the turn. And if it's your opponent's turn, choose up to one of your leader cards, and it gets plus 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. So it's kind of a surprise. If they play something on their turn, like some giant beefcake or something, you could just play this as a counterplay, and everything gets negged by 20k. So it definitely helps in a lot of situations. It surprises them, too. They don't really see it coming. And it could just board wipe them out of nowhere. So it's really, really good. And then I didn't know what to pick for my SCR. I wanted a little more protection, so I chose Supreme Kai of Time. So if you don't know what it does, it's an ultimate. And if this card would be removed from your battle area, removed from the game instead, active main for 1 energy. Choose this card in all of your opponent's battle cards and unison cards and send them to their owner's warp. So it acts as like another board wipe. Active battle for 1 energy. If you have 3 or more energy, you can play this card from your hand. If you do, your opponent cannot attack with leader cards or unison cards for the turn. Just a little added protection, board wipe. It's 1 energy. I don't think it's bad at all. I think it's really good. But that's the build, you guys. I think this leader is going to top at Nationals, so that's just a hint at how good it is. I'm not joking about how fluid and nice it runs. Super strong, wicked hard to play against, but definitely a really, really strong, strong, strong deck. But that's it. And like I said, if you guys want to see other deck profiles, just leave comments in the comment section. So, and let me know exactly what you guys are looking for, because I got the new set coming out. I got a few boxes I already opened. I'm going to start building decks out of that soon. So as soon as I got a few builds out, I'm going to start making a lot of deck profiles. I'm going to start doing a lot more. I just had a lot of busy stuff going on. But like I said, like I say always, you guys can check out my eBay, Instagram, my Facebook. I started a TikTok. I'm going to leave links to everything in the description below. Like, share, comment, and definitely subscribe, guys, because I'm trying to build this channel up really big. And have a good one. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks.